Okay, looks like
We're on.
we're live. Yes, we are
Yeah.
live. I can see we've come up in the screen. So we'll just wait a few moments. Just wait a few moments. Yeah, I think I can see it now. It's coming up. So hello, everyone, and welcome. Hello, hello. I'm here today with the wonderful Rose Wippich. She's one of the students inside the Profitable Yoga Teacher, and we're going to be talking about Rose's journey over the last few years. As you start to join, say hello. We've got Laura. I can see Laura's here. Hello. How are you guys? Jennifer's here. Who's here with us today? Who's here with Rose and I? So big welcome to Rose.
Thank you. So nice to be here.
Thank you for being here.
Hi,
Rose.
everyone. Thank you.
And Rose, where are you based right now?
I am in New Jersey. This past week we have been just covered with snow, giving me a lot of time to work on my business.
Yeah, that's good. Well, we've got a little sprinkling of snow here, but probably not as much as you guys have got, I guess. Okay, we've got, who else is here today with us? Hey guys, say hello if you're here. Say hi. Where are you guys all watching from? It's nice to be here in the group with you today and to have Rose with me. So Rose, as I said, is one of the students inside, one of our wonderful teachers inside the Profitable Yoga Teacher group coaching program. This particular group that Rose is in, we started in September. I think we started in September, didn't we? So we're coming to the end of the program now, and yeah, it's been an exciting and interesting 4 or 5 months together so far. Obviously, you know, it's been a huge transition for the yoga teacher community right now, anyway, and especially last year, of course, with COVID. So it was really great to support teachers like Rose inside this program to really get themselves online. And we're going to be talking today about what Rose has been doing so far in the program, and also her journey from being a teacher, but being a teacher of computer systems and technology in the corporate space many years ago. Rose is also a Reiki master, and since the last couple of years, she's been teaching yoga as well. So big welcome to Rose for you guys who are watching. We've got Jacqueline here as well. Hey guys. And yeah, say hello, say hello. So Rose, let's begin. Tell us about your kind of journey from corporate into wellness, into the wellness space.
Sure. So many years ago, I was in the corporate environment, and I was a teacher teaching people how to use computers for the first time. So it was going from typewriters, basically, or nothing, to computers. So during that time, I was creating manuals and putting content together and just learning how people learned and really immersing in the teaching. And I enjoyed it. I've always considered myself a teacher ever since I was a little girl, when I would put my cousins in front of a chalkboard and would tell them what to do. So that comes very natural for me. And then I had my twin boys, and that stopped for a while, but you know, teaching is always a part of me. So I decided to become a Reiki practitioner to help my family, and that transitioned into a Reiki master, and then a yoga teacher several years ago at the young age of 55. So I like to be an inspiration for anyone that wants to reinvent themselves at any age. That's part of my journey. And now I'm also learning how to become an almost done certified as a Qigong instructor. So learning doesn't stop for me, and also teaching will always be a part of who I am.
Amazing journey so far. So tell us then what you've been doing in terms of your teaching. Like, did you go down the studio route, or did you go straight into creating your own classes? Like, what were your first steps?
So initially, and I still do teach in the studio locally here. I have a following, which is nice, and I'm able to do it in person. I've done a lot of Zoom classes on my own. Once we went into lockdown here, I could not just stop teaching. So I just created my own classes, and they varied from yoga to Qigong to intuition courses, just to different things. And now, ever since taking your course, I've been creating my own online course offering. And it's really opened a lot of doors as far as what I want to create. So I'm not just in the yoga mode, but also a Reiki course or Qigong. So there's a lot of ideas I'm circulating, and I'm also piloting at the moment.
Yeah, that's interesting, because it's not really just, it's about taking our focus from this just being a yoga course to actually, who are my students and what do they actually need to support them? And is it an integration of all of these modalities that would support them best? So how have you found this transition from, going from like your Zoom classes last year to creating these types of offerings for your students? Like, what challenges have come up for you along the way?
Well, I think the challenge is just, well, first of all, when you're in front of students, it's different. And then going into Zoom, there's this disconnect. So I'm trying to create more of a connection with my students again. So instead of just being the person on the other side of the camera that just teaches, I want to create something that sparks a little bit more, how can I say this, just interest and a connection to their health. So we transitioned into this Zoom world where everybody just turned on Zoom, shut the cameras off and did their thing, and then went about their day. But I want to create something that is a little bit more inspiring and more interactive, and just something different. And that's where I am right now.
Yeah, and I think I'm glad you said that. I think it's really important, because we can't just expect that, the behaviors of our students that we saw in an in-person studio, let's say, are going to be replicated online. And of course, there's lots of things that might be missing from that online experience. So I think it's important for us as teachers to recognize that and think, actually, how am I going to keep, extra things do I need to do to keep people coming back to these classes? And start to think of that outside the box a little bit more, and be a bit more creative, so that people don't get this kind of Zoom fatigue and they don't kind of just switch off from it. Because of course, you don't have that kind of community and that atmosphere, I guess, that you get when you're actually in the studio and somebody's, on the mat right next to you. So it's important that we do look at how we can be more creative. So it's great that you've mentioned that. What about any kind of like fears around, being on camera, or anything that kind of, I guess with your training background, you've kind of been used to being in front of audiences, I guess.
I have no problem being in front of an audience. And I think that kind of helps to engage my audience whenever I'm or my students. So I try to make it fun. That's not ever been a challenge. One of my challenges, I'll tell you personally, is that I need things to be perfect before I launch. And one of the things I learned from you is you don't have to worry about everything being perfect. Just get something out there that you can start engaging people with and getting feedback on. So I really, really learned that from the course, because I've always been a perfectionist, had to be to the T, and then it just stops me in my tracks from moving forward. So so I've learned to push that, which is my perfectionist background or nature. I'm just trying to say, I wrote some notes down. I guess that was just the biggest mindset for me. And also having a positive mindset all the time, and treating this as a business, where before, it's not really a fear, but before I was going to the studio or in front of Zoom when I would teach, and that mindset of being a business wasn't there. But now, after going through your course, I've realized, and it took a little while, because you're doing a lot of work in your course that's really, really amazing and helpful. I'm a business person. I've always been a business person, but I didn't think I was a yoga or a qigong or Reiki business person, and now I am, and it's nice, and that whole perspective changes once you think that way. Everybody says they're an entrepreneur, but you really have to know what that is for you personally and how you want to pursue that business mindset. So that's where I'm at now. So it's not really a fear, but it was just a lack of understanding who I was. And now I have more clarity.
Yeah, more awareness of, being that business owner. Of course you are. That's exactly what you are. But I think a lot of teachers struggle with that, going from the mindset of being a yoga teacher to actually, wow, this is a business that I'm running. And of course, in your teacher training, they don't really tell you that. You don't, you don't go in with the expectation that you're going to come out actually as a business owner. So that's why we do focus a lot on the mindset stuff around that, and the coaching sessions are really kind of focused on that. What about in terms of then marketing yourself? Like before you came into the program with me last year, what sort of skills gaps did you recognize that you had in terms of actually
Marketing.
the marketing work?
But prior to this, I would just throw Instagram out there, pictures, and thinking people would see me and stuff like that. And it was really focused locally. Now I realize that there needs to be thought behind it, and there needs to be a plan. So you need to really not just do things randomly, but think things through and purposely based on what you want to offer. So for example, I now have a truly identified niche or tribe or community, and marketing needs to be appropriate for that, to target that audience, and also identifying just different content that you want to market as well, but not different, just for that. So that's really I became more focused in my marketing and aware of just more options out there that I wasn't aware of. It's not just Facebook and Instagram, but Pinterest, as we've learned from you. And then there's different technology that you can use to market, like landing pages. So there's just so much that I've learned that I wasn't aware of. So the course really opened the scope, and learning from you and also others in the community that we're a part of.
And what about like nurturing those relationships through other means, such as your email list and the group and so on? How have you found that transition to kind of use those strategies to really kind of really nurture those relationships in a way that isn't really possible from like an Instagram post?
Yes, thank you for reminding me that. I mean, it's really early here, so my brain's a little fuzzy. So I created a Facebook group, and I have it's recent, several months, but I have over 100 people in there, and people are inviting other people, and the purpose is to get engagement and to focus on what I want to inspire in them. Right, so it's inspirational. I do Facebook Live in there, and I'll do some of my yoga or qigong, or I do other things as well, or just talk to them. And I also did a Facebook, not a Facebook, but a challenge, which was, I wanted to really talk about that if I can now.
Talk about
so it. That was, I did a challenge at the beginning of the year. You encourage us all to do some type of challenge to really hone in on that skill and what to do there. And it was a 5-day challenge. It was called New Year, New Energy, New You. And I got at least 40 people to join, which I thought was amazing. I used the landing page. I got myself out there. I got people I didn't know. People were just really excited. And so every day I created a Facebook group for that. I went in every day live. I had a beautiful PDF that I sent them, and I had an email set up for every day, and I had little bits of nuggets and pieces that they would do every day. And it was a learning experience for me. People enjoyed it. I got great feedback, and I also got feedback on how to modify it. So it was a really nice exercise on just getting something out there that was tangible for people. And I really enjoyed that. And that whole challenge, I mean, when I look back, that's like a whole course that I created because I kind of went over the top.
Right.
But I'm looking for my next challenge that will be more focused on when I truly launch the course. Right now I'm doing a course, but it's in a pilot mode.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed the challenge and the engagement in the Facebook group and my other Facebook group I'm continuing. That's more it's called Movement Mindfulness for women over and wellness for women over 40. So so I'm really enjoying the engagement in that group as well. So yeah.
It's a real difference, isn't it, to have your community members in a container like that, in a space that's more private, where you can really get to know them and you can really that targeted, you know, value and support. And I love that you know, obviously you said previously about taking action and it being imperfect action, and you've proved that with your challenge, because just going through that entire experience gives you so much learning and understanding as to how to actually roll out something like that, how to promote it, how to set it up, how to do the day-to-day, you know, activities and really kind of create that community buzz. And now, of course, you'll be able to use that next time when you actually come to launch your course. So you mentioned you're in pilot mode at the moment. And I think we talked about this before. You were doing like this kind of beta launch to bring people in and to get that feedback from your community, which is an incredible way to launch a first course. So tell us about your process. What are you doing?
Sure. So I learned that from my previous life as a teacher. I guess it's part of me wanting to be perfect, but not. So what I did is I created a 4-week series of classes. It's called Qigong Within, and it's a 2-part. My objective or my intention is to introduce people to Qigong, which is kind of new here in the States. You know, people aren't aware of what it is. It's like yoga was 27 years ago when I started practicing. So it's a way to introduce that and to also get people to just move their bodies differently. So I'm doing a 4-week. I had the first one the other day. I have about 12 people signed in for that. It's a paid course, right? So I broadcasted it on my Facebook group, on my Facebook page, somewhat on Instagram. And the purpose is, once again, to introduce it, to kind of work out the kinks of the course, to get feedback. And then from there, I will do add-on. So I'll create the course, but I'll also add other things like maybe a PDF or videos, things like that. So it's in pilot mode, and I'm really excited about it. And so that's what I decided to do. So that pilot mode gave me just like a little, I don't know, ease of just launching something out there for the first time. So just kind of working at the imperfections.
I love that. So if you're a perfectionist, this is a good option, isn't it? Because it's like, it's got a label. This is a pilot mode. So it's it's like it's for the early adopters to come in. It's for people to be the founding members, let's say, who can help you to develop it as you move through it. So that's fantastic. So I mean, you've done a lot. You've done so much already, which is incredible.
I know.
Tell us what the kind of your future plans then with your course and what you're planning to roll out this year in 2021.
Well, I plan to expand on this course. It may be longer, a 4-week or a 6-week course. My focus is really on integrating different modalities as Qigong. My focus will be on Qigong and yoga, and creating something different. I'm an Aquarian. I need to be different. So I don't follow this path. I follow my own path. So I'm carving out something different, a different offering. Maybe I think it's different, but if I think it's different, then that's what will be expressed as I market it. So I'll be doing that, and I also have plans to do other courses, maybe Reiki, Reiki training, as well, because I have that background.
Yeah.
And just some other courses. And I also plan on finding others to collaborate with. I would like a little bit of a collaboration.
Mm,
I really would like to create an online community of different collaborators.
yeah.
And not something crazy, but just different modalities that could come in and create an umbrella, and then underneath have different people that come in, and I want to create a tribe of like-minded teachers.
Yeah, I love it. Absolutely love
And that
that.
may not be this year, but that is one of my visions.
Amazing. And what excites you most then about the future and what you're creating in your business?
Well, I think that there's a lot of opportunity to really do things that are different. I think what I also would like to do, and what I'm excited about, is making a global impact. I would go to the studio, and the studio would be just the people that were here. Zoom offered a little bit more, but now learning a lot on how to market myself in the different ways. My goal is to make a global impact, to really reach far and wide, and to spread what I know, and to teach a lot of people. And I think I'm on my way. I hope I am. I think I am. It takes a lot of work, and I know it won't just be next month that I'll do that, but I'm plugging along every day.
You will. And it definitely is available to you and possible for you. And what about you personally, the impact on your life?
Well, I think this provides me with a lot of flexibility. I've always, and I also like to know that I'm managing my own business, and my creativity, and what I create.
Mm.
The different offerings that I have are part of who I am, right there. So I'm showing people what I'm made up of, and what I can offer, and what I can create, and that's been a big change for me. It was always part of who I was, but when you're working under the umbrella of others, sometimes you are a little restricted. So this allows me to think more out of the box, and do more creativity.
Yeah. So it's a real extension of you out into the world. I love that.
You have such a way of phrasing things that are so nice. Thank you. I need more coffee, but that's great. Thank you so much. Yeah.
You catch up. I've had a few.
There you go.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Rose, for sharing today. It's been
You.
really great having you here. Did you want to share anything else before we
Yeah,
finish
I
up?
do. I just hope that you know, I like to inspire other people, especially those individuals and teachers that have been around a long time, that may think that they can't do more than just teach Zoom, that they should go out and reinvent themselves, and think out of the box, and taking, and this is the honest plug, and as I'm saying this, I'm getting the chills, and very emotional, but it's really been a great journey with you, and I really don't want the course to end, but I've learned so much, and I know I'll always be a part of your community, but I've connected with so many wonderful people through this course with you, and I've learned so much. Don't think, people out there, don't think you know everything. There's a lot to learn. And what I've learned since September is that there's a methodology, and I always knew that. But you think that you can do things randomly and it works, it may not work. There's a process, there's a step-by-step, and if you follow that step-by-step, it may be overwhelming, okay? It will be overwhelming, but keep plugging along and do it at your own pace, and then you will see things just change for you, and it'll all click. And that's what I've experienced since taking your class. And I still have modules to learn. I'm a little behind, but it doesn't mean I'm not moving forward, right?
Yeah.
I haven't stopped, and I'll always have all that, and I'll always be a part of this community of yours, which has been invaluable. So, invest in yourselves, do the work, listen to Kelly, because she just was like a wellspring of information and inspiration. And, I just wanted to end with that.
Oh, thank you so much. That means so
Yeah,
much.
I really made it.
To you as well. Thank you,
you.
Rose.
Thank you, Kelly.
I can't wait to continue to support you as well. And Yeah, it's just been absolutely a massive pleasure having you in the group and being
Thank
part
you.
of the community. So
Thank
keep
you.
sharing your gifts.
I will. You too.
Thank you so much. And thank you everyone for watching us today. Do give Rose some love here in the comments. And yeah, we'll see you guys later on. I'm going to be in Clubhouse later at 4 p.m. UK. So if any of you guys want to come and join me there for a little chat about niching and finding your ideal students, we'll be talking about that there. I'll speak to you soon, Rose. Thank you so much again.
Thank you. Bye.
Have a beautiful day. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Amazing. Thank you. See you soon. Bye.